In this video, Spawn and Cy-Gor brutally stormed the Angelic Nest. This is an exact continuation of King Spawn issue 36. We begin exactly where we left off. Alrighty then, this is a comic book review of King Spawn issue number 37, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. Spawn continues to track down those responsible for the plot to kidnap Granny Blake and find himself along with Cy-Gor in a nest of angels. So it's been over a year since Cy-Gor's resurrection. At first, his motor skills and aptitude for learning were almost childlike, but the longer he was once again alive, the more he's evolved, returning closer to what he was before death, a monstrous power beast capable of mass destruction, and also capable of understanding that the true beasts roaming Earth are those called humans. And given this second chance, Cy-Gor has vowed loyalty to the man that gave him his life back. That man is Simmons, who has been given many names since his own resurrection. Demon, Spawn, Hell Spawn, all those accurately describe him. But to those who dwell closer to the stench of death, they've also given him another name, one they mostly whisper, King of the Dead. But for now, he's merely a mere mortal trying to survive in this crazy world with no powers. So these angels are like, give her the signal, boss. And keep in mind, they cannot use any guns, because if they use guns, that building's alarm system is triggered to seal down, the police will come, and they can't tell the difference in who's good and who's evil, who to arrest, who to shoot, who to kill, and who not to kill. So they have to use these little arrow guns, you know? But a simple nod is all it takes, and Spawn's augmented suit protects him from the early onslaught. Cy-Gor isn't so lucky. His flesh is brutally pierced, and he's pissed. His enemies should know better than to instigate a creature who has already was sitting on a razor's edge, because Spawn had already mapped out their response, knowing they were going to have to take down another Tyrone security one way or another. The only question was going to be what magnitude that response would take. Because like Spawn, Cy-Gor had grown weary of constantly having to defend himself against unwanted attacks. It was time for them to take the offense for a change, which was a breath of fresh air, and let their enemies know they're more than willing to meet them head on. Anytime, any place, any given Sunday, football season coming around, but we talk about King Spawn over here, leaving in their wake a pile of dead bodies. Yeah, baby, take it all in. So when Spawn decks his brother and tells Cy-Gor behind him, he gets axed in the back, and Cy-Gor's pissed. Though the heroes will be left battle scars on their own, and that is the price they must pay for having lost their supernatural powers a few months ago. But that loss of power has mostly been to Spawn's benefit, because Simmons spent most of his life fighting without powers, while these tainted angels have recently begun to find out what it means to have had their heavenly powers stripped from them. So the only way Heaven's warriors were going to outlast the vampire sectors and outlast any attacks was to cluster together and work together and just do it that way. But if they were going to be trapped on Earth without any means of returning home to heaven, then they at least would make sure there will be enough of them at most places to fend off any threats. Tyrone had built up his troops to withstand any invasion by the vampires who taken the mantle of being Earth's superior being. And Tyrone tells Spawn, you think I was that stupid that I wouldn't protect myself? This is war, and one survives by any means necessary. Spawn would agree with that sentiment, which is why he's planned for this exact situation. He tells Cy-Gor now. Cy-Gor grabs him by the heels, takes him down, and like I said before, this building had been rigged to detect gunfire, which is why until now firearms haven't been used. But like some human merry-go-round, Cy-Gor begins to spin Spawn like a merry-go-round, going round and round, round and round. It will not only help clear a path for the two heroes, but it will also turn Spawn into his own rotating Gatling gun. I don't know if you guys ever shot a Gatling gun before, but that is some fun shit right there. So speaking of some fun stuff, yeah, we're gonna take a look at this right here. So this video is sponsored by coffee, so if you'd like to buy a boy a cup of coffee, link in description or donate to the super thanks. But the greatest compliment you guys can do is by liking this video and subscribing to Rated Comics YouTube channel. With all that being said, let's get back into the content. So tonight, Simmons is pulling from all those skills learned during his time in the army, which means he has just 1 minute and 12 seconds left to finish what he came here to do. In 14 seconds, the walls around him will seal themselves off. In 20 seconds, an alarm will go off that will alert the police precincts in the area of some major disturbance. And in 58 seconds after that, police cars will begin to pour in from all directions, with the cops not being able to tell the good guys from the bad guys, leaving just one of the fallen angels alive so that they might be able to tell Tyrone's father what happened to his son here tonight. Spawn and Cy-Gor need to be gone by then. That's when Spawn's deal making will begin, so the doors shut down, and Tyrone's like, bruh, you've literally sealed both of our fates. The police won't give a damn whose side we're on. Spawn advances like he hasn't heard a word, or if he has, he could care less what Tyrone is saying. And Tyrone's like, but I promise you, half of them are on my family's payroll. Cy-Gor screeches and yells out of the rest of Tyrone's monologue. He don't want to hear that. Spawn puts a period to it. Period! 47 seconds left. They have to get to the east wall. Spawn had noticed that a particular seal had taken a bit longer to engage, but he's betting that will improve their escape time by a few seconds. Though, in truth, Cy-Gor's strength was capable of opening any of the walls, which is why Spawn brought him here in the first place. He needs that muscle, and that muscle he gets. So their exterior escape path had been mapped out in advance, just like everything else that played out tonight. He has the hostage he wanted, the son of one of the most prominent angels who was at the forefront of trying to use Granny Blake as a bargaining tool to make Spawn surrender himself. Remember that back in his issues King Spawn 33 and 34? Well, now he has the bargaining chip, one he intends to use to keep others safe from any outside interference or threats. And if they don't, he vows to kill them all. Once he convinces those enemies to back away, he'll next have to deal with the Vampire Lord called Bludd. Because if he can't find a way to stop him, then all of what he has done tonight will have been under in vain. And that's it. That is the end of King Spawn issue number 37, where Spawn and Cy-Gor brutally storm the Angelic Nest. What you guys think of this comic book? Comment below, let me know. Also, link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other limited print Rated Comics exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. With that being said, thank you again for watching. Until next time.